and they're off. Here we go.
Segueing on and speaking of dark thoughts, if I said to you, Ali Ponja, Burrito League, what would you think? What would you say?
I have no idea about this, Matt. No idea.
I kind of wish Andrew was here for this because he was all about this. Do you know Jamil Khoury?
Yeah, I met him in 2016. Yeah.
So he was the first person I ever put on the cover of Kiwi Trail Runner magazine.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I had the headline, The New Noise, which was a refused lyric, which I was pretty stoked about. Yeah, he was looking awesome. So it started in Tempe, Arizona. And it was this thing that it was a 354 meter segment outside, I think it was outside of Chipotle. And Strava and Chipotle teamed up and said, as many times as you can run this segment in a month, we'll give you a free burritos for a year, right? And it ended up a couple of ultra runners got their hands on it, Jamil Khoury and a guy by the name of Kevin Russ, and they became locked in a absolute death march. And Khoury ran 700 miles in January 2025 on a 354 meter odd segment, and he, I guess he won free burritos for a year, which is like, it works out to like you get a burrito a week for a year, which to my mind,
It's minor.
free burritos is for a year is free burritos for a year. That's as much burritos as you. I'd be testing that. I'd be pushing that envelope. And so that was the thing, and it was great, and it was like, what are they doing? And he was just running up and down the pavement for ages in January. And this year, everyone was like, right, it's January. Let's go. Let's send it again. And Strava and Chipotle have gone a little bit silent. A little bit of radio silence there. And as of January 2026, Chipotle has not announced whether it's running the Strava burrito segment again this year. There's been no communication from the company about returning to the campaign that energized so many runners in prior years. And I think that this might have something to do with the fact that they have civil litigation in the States. And while you've got, Jamil Khoury and maybe Jim Walmsley running up and down, I'm sure Hoka would get behind that event, running up and down outside the street, you'd also probably have someone like, I don't know, a regular human being thinking, I really like burritos, I'm going to do this, and then dropping dead outside a Chipotle. It's I don't know, it's not the best press, is it? So, but can't keep a good... We do like pointless things. So Jamil Khoury has set up the DIY Burrito League.
What?
Yeah. So he's launched his own running competition called the Burrito League on Strava, and it's a grassroots version of the Burrito Segment Challenge. And that format mirrors the Old Chipotle Challenge. It's you pick a short Strava segment, run it as many times as possible before January 31st, and top leaderboard athletes win prizes, not just burritos. And it started in Tempe, Arizona, has quickly expanded to other North American cities, and there's spots in Toronto, Calgary, and Ballymore, Alberta. But yeah, it's all going to be public, because what was happening is people were saving the runs and then dumping the segments. So there was a bit of gamesmanship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you'd run it 400 times and then,
I say,
old mate would run it 200 times, then you jam it out. But what you have to do is you've got to publicly upload it as much as in real time. And I have to say, God defend New Zealand, because there we are one of the few places outside of North America with a burrito league. We have Yep, there is a burrito league in West Auckland on Lincoln Road in Henderson.
Really?
And yep, absolutely. And it's the most segments from January the 11th to the 31st. And I spent a lot of time on Lincoln Road. I work at the other end of Lincoln Road. I work at Waitakere Hospital. And I tell you what, when I saw this, I did just kind of die inside a little bit, because the Strava segment starts outside the Mexicali Fresh on Lincoln Road, out to the corner of Paramount Drive, which I also used to work on Paramount Drive because that's where the community mental health building is, and back. And that is that's the segment, and I've run it a bunch of times, not just that segment. I've run, all around that area a bunch of times, and yeah, it would get boring pretty quickly. It says careful cars coming in and out of gas station driveways, and let me tell you, friends, that's not your only worry running up and down Lincoln Road at all hours of the night. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. If I saw someone running on Lincoln Road, and clearly I knew that they were doing the burrito thing, I would heckle them probably, but it would be in good fun. So yeah, that's 2026. We're running for burritos now.
I feel like you need to give it a crack, Matt. The stars are aligning.
This is the stars are aligning. It's about 2K in a straight line from my work. I guess I could go run in my lunch hour, but there's going to be someone, the weekends are going to, unless you've got someone who's just like, otherwise, I don't know, independently wealthy or a contract worker, they're going to be out there smashing it all day. I can imagine that segment on Saturdays and Sundays getting pretty busy with people just running up and down.
Everyone's wired differently. To me, I'll be like, I'd way rather be out on the trails than doing that, but that's just me.
I quite like a hapless cause. I like that sort of. I like that. And again, thinking about people, all those people, I think about Sean Collins, I think about Andrew McDowell, they ran around their house in lockdown. Rebecca and I did like a 1K loop of our block 40 times, and I nearly died of boredom. But yeah, it's an interesting, 2026 is off to a really interesting start.